Hello everyone, it's Bianca, you can call me Angela, and welcome back to Shadows over Loathing. I feel like I have not played this game in forever. It has been way too long since I last played this game. God, it's been like a crazy past few weeks, so been real busy. But now we're back, and now we have so many side quests to do. So let's do some side quests. You find the arm of a traveling salesman sticking out of the ground. Given the condition of the arm, it seems like the body it's attached to must have been down there for quite some time. The ring slips easily off the arm's finger because the finger is both wet and withered with decay. One or the other would have sufficed. Hot pot metal ring. Fondue deluge also applies one more fire. A ring made from the remnants of fondue pot that flew too close to the sun. Let's give the man a proper burial. Or the arm, rather. Every time you try to dig, the hole immediately fills up with water. You decide to just use the shovel to press the arm below the surface and call it a day. It sure is a day. Let's see. I'm pretty sure, like, I can't actually do the boxcar side quest. This looks very dangerous. Let's climb in anyways. Everything has predictably fallen off this table. This would have failed the railroad safety inspection for at least 2 reasons. These poetry books are all full of slant rhymes. I'm pretty sure this guy's a hobo, so we can't even talk to him because we're shadowed. It's a diagonal hobo, although I suppose from your perspective, he looks normal. Train's full. Train's full. You'll have to go somewhere else. 2 dots. Yeah, we can't talk to this guy because he's a hobo. You're perplexed by the hobo's decision to sleep with his head pointing downhill. If we were not shadow corrupted, we would be able to unlock a mansion from this guy. Well, I say that as if we would live there, but it's a side quest. However, since we're shadow corrupted, we cannot get the side quest. So we're done with this man. Let's see. Let's go for the mud henge. You accidentally walked right into a huge swarm of gnats and flies, and they're buzzing super loud, and actually they got a pretty good beat going. Are those tiny musical instruments? Is that a locust with a fiddle? What's even going on? You swing your hips and give the swarm a little of the old soft shoe and a jaunty whistle. The insects are super into it, despite the fact that you kill several of them every time you clap your hands, and when the show eventually winds to a close, they leave you a tip as they buzz away. For some reason, these bugs carry meat on them. Mud henge. A very clean booth for such a muddy henge. Welcome to Mud Henge. Malcolm? Teehee. What is this place? Friend, it's Mud Henge. Is that like Stonehenge? I don't see the comparison. You don't? She sighs. Look, we could talk for hours about Stonehenge. Stonehenge is big, Stonehenge is strong. I've gone over all of this. So with respect, what I'm interested in talking about is Mudhenge, which is a formidable monument in its own right, and so much more than a first draft of Mudhenge, as they sometimes say in the magazine. What's so special about Mudhenge? Special? Well, during the swamp solstice, it's said that the needle of the compass placed upon the center altar will point not to west, but to secret west, where lies the thing you need the most. That's special enough for you? Is that true? It's true that it's said. What is secret west? I'm no mystician, but secret west is the direction in which lies the thing your heart is most missing. And it's said that a compass laid on the altar of Mudhenge during the swamp solstice will point to secret west. That was the object of the Mudhenge challenge. But of course, we don't run the challenge anymore. Too hard. Too many missing presumed deads. What does that mean? The thing that your heart is most missing. Well, it's kind of up to you. Up to your heart, that is. Could be a secret crush, that new job, maybe just a piece of bread. Guess it could have helped me find Charles, huh? Charles? Is that your secret crush? Maybe you're my secret crush. Ma'am, I'm married. Well, it was worth shooting our shot. I'd like to visit Mudhenge. Well, and why wouldn't you? It's the best and most mysterious henge on this side of the border. Admission is 2 weeks. What border? I believe it's all of them. I don't believe in anything I can do for... I don't pay for anything I can do for free. Thinking about hopping the fence? Sure, go ahead. But there's one thing you haven't counted on. You haven't won the information brochure that comes with your ticket. Oh, it's too mean, I'll pay it. Here. I knew you wouldn't be able to come all this way without seeing the famous Mudhenge. Here's a pamphlet that goes over just about everything we know about the history of this ancient monument. The history of Mudhenge. A short brochure complimentary with your admission to Mudhenge. Don't be a stranger. Little is known about the history of Mudhenge. Okay. I love the very... Oh, jeez. I didn't mean to do that. I love the extremely nonplussed okay. Ah, god damn it. A bot already. There we go. Hi Gator, welcome to the stream. We just arrived at the Mudhenge. Oh, obnoxious mud bloom. You collect the fashionable wow, I tripped on my own words there. You collect the fashionable goo from inside the dirty petals. What? Wait. There's no proper gate. It's literally just a hole in the fence. That's the only gate we have. Alright, so this is a puzzle. And, hold on. A message written in hobo code. According to this, there's an old boxcar nearby that the railroad company abandoned when it sank into the swamp. Yeah, no, the fence is so low. Anyways, let's see here. Where do I go? Yeah, no, there's literally no barbs. Oop. Wow, that was weird. As you can tell, this is basically a guess and check puzzle. An arcane message in a strange script. Translated, the message on the rock reads, "Drowned married crown is buried past the hued tower." And that's one of the hints that's supposed to help you find the exit. Ah! What's that over to the east? This crazy gator man appeared out of nowhere and is champing at the bit to make sure you're going nowhere 5 minutes from now. Okay, let's kill him. We can destroy him pretty easily. The Gatorman rallies for another round, but a hand rises from the swamp and drags him down. Wow, that is terrifying. A backpack stashed in the swamp is certain to contain illicit materials. Parental guidance is advised. There's a complete change of clothes in the sack, and a black embossed card sticking out of the back pants pocket. Drowned Mary's crown is buried past the hued tower. A phrase so nice you've read it twice. The nudist creed. Nothing is worn, everything is visible. You elect to leave everything in the bag where you found it. Nothing is your size anyways. So there's nudists here, huh? Whoa! In the heart of the henge, 4 nude druids flock around the altar in unchoreographed ritual. One looks at you and they just absolutely lose it, gnashing and wailing. It's clear that your presence here constitutes some kind of an affront. You are not welcome here. Where you are welcome and where they'll put you is 6 feet under. So there's actually a way you can avoid fighting these guys. And you can avoid fighting them if you do this. Well, as they say, when in nude Rome, do as the nude Romans do. Who said that again? It might have been Caesar in his dying moments to nude Brutus. You awoke alone from a narcotic fog with a vestigial memory of having been stabbed and eaten mud. Let's tell a lot of people about this. I ate mud naked. Yeah, no, you can literally avoid having to fight the nudists if you just strip naked and dance with them. At last, the non-literal beating heart of Mudhenge. As you draw near, the needle on your compass spins wildly. Of course, as the guide outside told you, a compass placed upon this altar will point towards secret west, where lies that thing your heart most desires, which makes this place far, far superior to Stonehenge, where the most that'll happen to your compass is that a badger might eat it. Put the compass on the altar. And there's the question, of course, of what exactly your heart does desire most. What are you hoping to find here in the endless gloom of this mud and henge? So in order to progress with this little side quest, we need meat, and we need lots of it. The needle spins smoothly clockwise until it doesn't. Seized by queer magnetic force, the tremulous needle twitches violently between the cardinal and non-ecclesiastical directions. It's a horrible, upsetting sight, and it feels like a mercy-killing one. With a gasp of inexplicable breath, the needle falls still, its head pointing towards the west-north arch. Hello, Al. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's been a while. Let's go to the west-north arch. 好久不见 indeed. Let's see. Well, this is quite another henge altogether. The mists of Mudhenge have parted, and you now stand before the great husk of an antebellum riverboat grounded upon the swampy shore. Antebellum? Does that mean that there was a civil war here? Oh, right, the Cola Wars, of course. I forgot about the Cola Wars. Yeah. Yeah, no, I honestly haven't streamed in quite a while, so... The needle of your compass bends its neck to point urgently towards the boat's top deck. You don't know how a compass needle can contort itself like that, but it's very unpleasant to watch. Mudhenge must have brought you here for a purpose. There's meat here, and you're gonna find it. Forge ahead with low to moderate purpose. Yeah, no, the Cola Wars. The wheel on this boat has run aground. The longer fellow. The boat is named for the younger brother of the poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Under this thing that was possibly once a bookcase, you notice a crawdad has set up camp and gathered a horde of tiny pebbles that is guarding vigorously. A regular selfish shellfish is shellfish. Loger flow. Oh yeah, NE, northeast. I don't know what that has to do with it. The once proud riverboat has succumbed to the immaculate twins of entropy, time and mud. Yeah, I guess the Cola Wars is kind of a more dated reference by this point. Mayhaps this debris fell from the wreck of the boat, but mayhaps not. We got a crusty roll. One man's stash is another crusty roll, to quote Shakespeare, if you believe he even wrote those plays. The rungs of the ladder are carved directly into the hull. Counting the rungs is an accurate means of determining the age of this boat. We'll go up in a second. First, let's kill this plant. It's fine for nature to reclaim the shipwreck, but this plant doesn't look too happy about it. Wow, this plant is buff as hell. It's one buff plant. Thankfully, it's easy to kill. Why is this spider so buff? Holy crap, those stats on the spider. Well, I blew it up. Now there will be no more of nature's gloating over the death of a boat. Oh, there's more enemies. What glittering prize has lured these rubbernecking stink bugs and beetles to this gloomy ruin? Holler at them. Beat it, bugs! All peaceful efforts have failed. Battle stations. 4,400 meat. Alright, let's beat up these bugs. Bam. Boom. That was easy. The chasing bugs abandoned the truck for new adventures. Yeah, we did explore quite a bit. Now, what was in here that so intrigued those bugs? A little bit of meat and, well, would you look at that? I'll look at it. Only other thing in the trunk is a magazine about model trains. Those bugs got their little bite marks all over the pages. Funny, those creatures may look different, but they like a little model train just as you. Yes, something to think about the next time I play with my trains. I've never had a model train before. Nothing left in there but an old model train magazine falling apart like a misglued couplings on a Mecklenburg T4. I'm sure if I knew more about trains, I would know what that Mecklenburg train is. It sounds German though, given that Mecklenburg is in Germany. A sailor can dream of no greater horror than the smushed prow. This speaker, faulty, still broadcasts, but the transmission is unintelligible. It's not that easy. The fuse inside the speaker's casing has succumbed to swamp necrosis. That's a real issue for these wooden river boats, especially when they crash into swamps. You discard the necrotic fuse and swap in a new one. With the replacement fuse snug in its new bed, the transmission of which you had only caught garbled fragments now makes itself clear.
Can that be it? Have you finally fixed that infernal machine? Will you nod once if you can hear me?
I'll nod twice.
Damn, blasted bloody hell. Wait, but you're jesting with me, ain't ya? All hands on deck, we got a jester aboard.
No hands respond.
That's a good one, landlubber. Do you mind if I call you landlubber?
I'll nod yes. You nod in the affirmative.
Yes, you be fine with me calling you that?
Shake my head.
Then man or woman it must be then, until we can make proper introductions. Speaking of which, this is Captain Dan of the Riverboat Longfellow, and it gives me no pleasure to report that mine vessel has run aground here in this fiendish and soggy fen I call Davy Swamp's Locker. We few survivors be trapped up here in the wheelhouse.
You shrug in a very general way.
Wondering about all this, are ya? Well, the Longfellow's a pleasure paddler. We paddled the East Coast and showed the passengers the time of their lives. This last sail, a sparkling black cloud, otherworldly it was, hurled us off course and into this violent bog. Pleasure paddle fast turned into pain paddle as our vessel were overrun by creatures and nasties. Only 5 souls of mine remain of the voyage, trapped up here in the wheelhouse for how long only the boat gods know.
I was hoping to find some meat here. Through mime, you indicate your expectations of finding a fat stack of meat somewhere in this riverboat.
There was one for Sheree's landwoman, but if I'm understanding you correctly, the answer is no. A jellyfish would not have sex before marriage.
Nothing for it, you have to press on. Or not, you know, you could stop this all right now and go do something else. Grad school, now that's an idea. You make the shapes of a wheel in the house with your hands and then a shrug.
Now you have parts of a boat, landwoman. 2 levels above you be the main deck, and there you'll find the captain and his wheel. Not on a boat might be higher than the captain.
You glance around the boat for any signs of this captain.
If you're wondering how I know you're aboard, landwoman, I have me a bendy telescope to thank. Not much for us to do trapped up here in the wheelhouse, but hold a bendy telescope and look through the bendy telescope.
You mime the handing out of mail and packages. That is what you do. You're a helpful person.
You didn't ask for this, I know, and you must feel like the unluckiest landwoman in the world. But there'd be 5 innocent souls in this wheelhouse when we blocked by the broken pipe spewing scalding hot steam. Will you help us?
Sure. You solemnly commit yourself to the task. Miming meat. Whoa. That's true. Welcome to the stream, Manager Bunny. Thanks for the posture slurp redeem. Miming meat. Yeah, no, now that you mention it, how would you even mime what meat looks like?
I asked you to enter that most brighter boat parts, the hull where the wildlife has done defilement to most foul to our steam pipe. Funny be it not that the same steam that gave life to this boat also took it from most of the passengers. I think we're only beginning to understand the nature and whims of steam, but that be a mystery for another day.
I'll shrug.
The code to the hull door be the birthday of Longfellow, January 4th, 1845. But there be a catch, and I ain't talking about what we used to haul up for fight and lunch, crabs and such. We don't use standard and international date formats on the logs. Wouldn't be caught dead doing that. No, we use marine time basic. Year, month, day.
What?
You figure out, landwoman, I be sure.
Another date. A King George cut at a steakhouse. That's true. Hold on. January 4th, 1845. Year, month, day. So, 180014. Huh? No, 45. Hold on. Before I read it now. 450014. Ah, there we go. That did it. Released from the door, the lock dissolves into swamp spores and float away on the swamp breeze. The refreshment cart has been scavenged of all nourishments, save a paper menu, which you should not eat. A fine luncheon aboard the riverboat Longfellow, Friday, June 3rd, 1927. Horse divorce. Saffron... Wait. $1927? That's not antebellum. Horse divorce. Saffron crab on a cracker. Soup. Crab on a cracker. Egg. Seasoned crab eggs. Fish. Crab under napkin. Poultry. Chicken a la crab. Salad. Leaf dressed crab with salad. Dessert. Crab cream. Cheese. Crab cream. I have a horde. I do not understand French orthography at all. do horse divorce. I cannot French. Hors d'oeuvre. It's antebellum. Damn, they're predicting the future here. Let's eat the menu. Not even the distressed passenger of the doomed Longfellow resorted to that. Eat it though. The wrecking of a ship exerts a powerful, dreadful psychological toil on all those poor souls trapped aboard, and none can understand their especial torment except by experiencing it, but you've come pretty close, you think, by wandering around on board well after the fact and munching on a menu. Horse divorce. Whoa there, that's hot enough to steam a car. You wouldn't steam a car. Don't steam yourself. I need 20 hot armor. A great wooden wheel in the final stage of wheel death. Upon its spokes, you can make out a message scrawled in blood or red mud. Dan, Dan, we are all broke upon thine wheel. I can dance at that fact. Yeah, there's no way I can get like 20 hot. Or maybe I can. I already have 5 hot armor. Do I have the hot armor book? No, that's absolutely impossible. I have hot armor book. Hold on. Let me also look at what items I can use to increase hot armor with. I have swamp eel band. Then again, I might not need it. Maybe I can add it. You're currently wearing a taped up creepy fedora, creepy comfy terribly cursed fedora. Add eel skin to it? I want eel skin on my hat. Yes, you add a band making your hat a lot damper. We now have the clammy taped up creepy comfy terribly cursed fedora. Alright, hot armor, hot armor. A bus going through tunnels. This gives us 1 hot armor. Do I have any pants that give me more hot armor? I do have the clown pants. How much do I have? 11. I just need 9 more hot armor, which I have a book for. I choose not to be cold. A tragic tale of an explorer who starves to death because it's too cold to build a fire. The narrator concludes by saying that they would never have gone exploring somewhere like that. In this story, an adventurer meets a harrowing end when he plunges through a sheet of ice and drowns. The narrator concludes by saying that if it were them, they would have never put themselves in a position where that could happen. Another story of a man freezing to death in the sub-zero west, and another conclusion in which the narrator rejects the premise entirely. I would never go somewhere cold, they write. I would never put myself in that position. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing, same thing, same thing. Okay, hold on, the cost is getting way too high. I still need 1 more hot armor. Hold on, I have food and shit. I have potions I think I can use. Yes, there it goes. Shadow wine. Increases hot armor. Okay. Yes. You drink the wine. Notes of ash, a faint aftertaste of typewriter ribbon. A pleasant numbness spreads within you, soothing darkness. 10 out of 10 would drink again. That's true. Old adventurers never need to get themselves out of jam because they just don't put themselves in it. Alright, I'm steam proof now.
A confession, friend. Rarely would I put me trust in a landworm, but it's come this far and you prove yourself you have the true heart of a sailor.
Yes, I keep it in a jar.
Once again, I can't hear your friend, but I hope you weren't joking about keeping the heart of a sailor in a jar or something similar. Captain Dan likes to laugh much as any shippy, but there ain't something no man or beast should ever joke over, and that's sailor death. I think we can all agree on this.
Not getting the joke of... You scoffed performatively at this insidious threat to free speech, but received no response.
But I'm afraid I must tell you we have a new problem. You may have dealt with the steam pipe, so now we'd be locked in the wheelhouse. Expect you'll find the door key in the crow's nest. You know how crows be.
I do. You don't know anything about cold. You stand in shock. You stand in stock still in Corvette ignorance.
Now, please hurry. Some of the passengers here be getting hungry, and I don't mean for a nibble on the penny telescope.
Yeah, that's a big ass crow. Hold on, before we proceed, I actually wanna. I wanna go in. I still wanna go in this door. Whoa, what the? Oh. My fingers were not on the keys. A large crate labeled inflatable water slide. There's a handwritten message card scratched into the wood. Don't tell the guests about the water slide. I don't care if they're expecting the time of their lives. 5 hours of pain and suffering to put it together, and they only used it once. Below that, another message. Yeah, I'll get to the hole in a second. We're gonna die on this boat. Comedic timing. Alright, hole. Reach inside. Ah, we got a refill on shadow wine. A lone needle governs this gauge. Its machinations its own. The gauge has no controls and nothing that can be used. Bam. That works. They're mining their own bug's nest. Let's fight the bugs. Pew. Pew. Oh, you poisoned my bird. Free speech. It's so true. It's so funny how some enemies just randomly have their HP bars the other way around for no reason. There we go. The bugs bug out of being alive. Laundry facilities, including this hand-operating washing machine, are kept well below deck. Guests wouldn't want to see how the sausage is washed. A tiara in the washing machine? Chaos truly did befall this voyage. We got an unglorious tiara, fit for a disgraced queen. This must have belonged to the ship's captain boy. A classic pair of deckhand's pants. What a deckhand wears on their deck legs, you can't wear them because you have regular legs. You wonder if somewhere there's a deckhand running around without their pants, but given the state this boat is, it is far more likely that they are dead. A note is taped up inside the cabinet. A sailor's Poseidus and Poseidons. Poseidu, remember your date formats. Standard, month, day, year. Local, month, day, year, month. Radio, year, month. Okay, that is a lot. This is second page. Maritime humor. The cabinet boy. Maritime humor. What is a pirate's best part of the boat? The starboard. What's a sailor's favorite joke? Land. Can't eat the note. Eating the note is a big Poseidon. I guess not. Oh. What? Whap. There. Now we don't have to walk. Oh, the steam's off. Cool. We don't have to walk through it anymore. Leaving unattended bags on deck. Now, is that a Poseidon or a Poseidon? That's a Poseidon. Indeed it is. We'll make a sailor of you yet, landwoman. We get a battery. Hey, bird. A beastly crow eyes you with avian bloodlust. Hello. Good heavens. This dirty bag dishonors the deck. Nothing of value, only a scrap of handwritten letter, the rest of the paper having succumbed to swamp atrophy. But having said that, Martha, the boat has taken a sharp and sickening turn into a black and shimmering tear in the sky itself, and I fear we are heading for land with unsafe speed. Grateful if you could call your father and rescue me from this impending unpleasantness. I will get this letter away to you promptly. I'm sure that swamps have mailboxes. Why is an unopened bag? A blank canvas, a fresh sheet of snow, a beautiful morning, endless possibility. Oh, it's just a couple of meat. Probably in some alternate universe, the bag was filled with fabulous treasure. The handwritten sign on the barrel reads Bosun C.C. David. The brackish soup burbles in the bottom of the barrel. The remains of David, grim and foul-smelling. There's a little solid left in the liquidated bosun, but this crisp hat has kept its shape. We got a sailor's cap. Tucked in its brim is a soggy telegram, which slips from the hat into the goop. Oh yeah, that's true. Ravens and crows are like two very different birds. A lot of people forget about that. The telegram reads, Mr. H. Longfellow, Longfellow Riverboat, Company, stop. Hope you well, stop. Requesting permission to mutiny, stop. Captain ordering ship into storm, stop. Says passengers will love it, stop. Crew plans to mutiny anyways, just hope you not be mad with us, stop. Permission to mutiny. 3 outhouses all alike in dignity, i.e. below average. A note on the side of the structure says the standard combination doesn't work. Did Deckhand Pat lock these up again? You don't need to use an outhouse right now, which is fortunate as 2 unlocked doors contain not toilets but rat skeletons. The 3rd door is locked. Examine. You run your hands lightly across the roof and can make out the carpenter's mark. The initials VH. Either that stands for Valley Hardware or Versatile Hog. If you haven't met the Versatile Hog yet, you don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to be a part of that at all. Like a 2-legged spider. I don't think I have the code. No time, outhouse. Let's go to the Valley Hardware. Oh, hold on, my dog has something for me. Let's see. Hey there, Barker. Who's a good boy? Barker runs in a circle. How'd you find me? Did you sniff me out? Track me down? Good boy. My versatile hog. Oh yeah, we kind of disappeared into the mud henge, and our dog just somehow found us. We can play. I like how we can get an EXP for playing with your dog. Alright, Valley Hardware. Wait, is this not the place? Do you have locks? Do you not have anything I can use for locks? Oh, he doesn't give us candy. Was that Valley Hardware thing not a hint? Do you have any hints? No, you don't. Damn, I guess that wasn't a hint. Let's get out of here. Alright, where's the wrecked riverboat? I suppose we should check out the hint about the format again. I am so Steam proof. Okay, let's see. Oh god. I don't know what I'm supposed to... Maybe deckhand basic? DYM. So the date is January 4th. So 04. That is true. Playing with a dog is an experience. Let's see. 04 0404 51 040451. Let's try that. I don't think it's right, but 040451. The lock slips from the door, shattering on the deck into 1,000 tiny pieces. Inside the wall is a ruined toilet, which is no surprise, but on the back of the door is something quite unexpected. Let's step through the time portal. You step out from the outhouse into a beautiful day. The sky is blue and bright, and the glistening deck freshly swabbed, and the passengers hale, hearty, and freshly swabbed. You exist in a moment of joy, a frozen tear on a warm cheek. Cool beans. I've never met Mr. Longerfellow. Perhaps he's too long to meet. Pencil in hand, the passenger muses over his missives. Time outhouse. Oh, Martha, I was never fit to be a husband so long as my mind was so cursed to generate my great ideas. For example, if we twist a cow differently, might we produce not milk, but cheese? I must be free of our marriage if I am to pursue this notion. I trust this clears up why I dove out of the car so suddenly. A long man. Does smell also transfer to... That's a good question. I don't see a whale on this cruise. I did not get to read that. Throw up. A deckhand stands where the crow was, or rather, will.
Afraid there's no access to promenade right now. The stewards are tastefully arranging lunch, and the slightest disturbance could throw off the tastefulness.
Yeah, no, this is a riverboat.
Do you transform into a crow in the future? Hope not. Left my crow phase behind in my 20s like any lad.
Oh yeah, no, you can't see any whales here.
I think this boat is going to crash. Sea travel is perfectly safe, I assure you. Statistically, it's more dangerous to ride a motorcycle into the ocean. You have to stop this boat. Stop the boat? The captain wouldn't hear of it. He took this charter to show all his guests the time of their lives, and that's just what he tends to do. What do you make of Captain Dan? The captain's disciplined, alright, no mistake. I like the joke that Dan said for disciplines and no mistake. That's a joke you like to make. Correcto.
Good to cruise to you. Yeah, using a riverboat at sea seems like a terrible idea. Fine day for a crab lunch, eh? I have a much longer boat than this at home. The crowd here is too excited about the stairs to let you through. You don't hear the captain, only see Jazz. The crown sparkles like the well-brushed tooth of an ice troll. What the fuck does that mean?
Fine cruise, ma'am.
Show her the ruined tiara you found in the...
What do you make of this?
She barely glances at the tarnished double of her glorious crown.
I have looked upon my bones before, and I expect I shall again. Oh, okay. Nice crown. Tiara. Can I have this tiara? I am sure you can possess it, but I do not believe it can ever be had by anyone. Where'd you get it? It was gifted to me by a scientist that sacrificed his heart for a city that has stopped breathing. What city is that? It is dead and buried. Let it remain thus. You seem interesting. Indeed, I bear many curses.
How much for the tiara?
It has a price, yes. 100 meat.
Cash? You just want cash? That's a lot more straightforward than I expected.
I do not tell you what I want. I tell you what the price is.
Who are you?
Who am I? I am multitudes, ma'am. To one, I am one thing. To another, another. To some, I am a riverboat passenger. To others, a countess of the city of clocks.
Yeah, this lady is so cursed. She is so haunted. I mean, we are haunted too. I mean, look at our face. We're literally a fish person.
Look, this boat is gonna crash. Yes, I think you should not be here when it does.
She has not looked at you once this whole time.
Okay, I'll buy the tiara.
We got a glorious tiara. Shiny is the head that wears this tiara. She abdicates the tiara without ceremony.
This is the purchase by you of a city from its final countess. I will defend it with my life.
She turns in silence to face the waves. Fine cruise to you. Goodbye. With the sky in the end. Oh yeah, the Mariana and the diamond in the skies, something. Fish person. You know, nobody questions the fact that we're a fish, and that's really funny to me. The dreadful crow perks right up as you exit through the outhouse. If that beak's good for one thing, it's sniffing out sparkling tiaras. With great agitation, he flaps his wings and leaps off the deck right at you. Like a king's sickly second cousin, he wants the crown, and he's gonna take his shot. I'm gonna throw the tiara through the time door. With a supernatural whoosh, the tiara is sucked back into whence it came. Undeterred, the crow pursueth. He's gone, lost in time, and destined to become his own grandfather, or yours. Let's go back. Freedom of form advocate. Hey, look, there's the crow. This crow is bound and awaits extradition to Sky Court.
No need to panic, man. The second I saw that crow lurch out from the outhouse, I had him flat on the deck, his wings bound with a secret sailor's knot. You were never in any real danger. Was that a crow holding a tiara by any chance? I'm afraid the crow swallowed in the scuffle, man. Drat. Well, goodbye.
Good cruise to you. A secret sailor bondage technique. The sailor shibari. I don't know, I have not heard about the freedom of form advocate, if that's what you're talking about. The Countess of the City of Clocks sands the crown. Sands the undertale. Well, we sure got rid of that crow. Hi, Barker. Let's go up. The stairs lead up to the top deck where normally only the passengers who have lived this virtuous life can ascend. You always hear about the crow's nest on the boat. That and the crow's hole. We got a wheelhouse key. Not the shiniest key we've seen, but by a crow standard, it's alright. A maze of twisty little crow holes. That sounds so wrong. The freedom of form people are trying to make furry HRT. Ah. That's pretty cool. I dig it. We got a crow bullion. Cybernetic. I like that. Crow currency. Still using the gold standard, bless their hearts, while your government is fast moving towards a fiat meat system. A bar of gold engraved with the head of a stately crow. Crow's uses for money. The bush and bramble of Crow's Nest have claimed this boat's rear end. So true. I would love to have tentacles. There's no way of knowing how far the crow hole is going. We got a Longerfellow ring. A ring of this Longerfellow ship. A ring to promote, in conjunction with regular exercise and a balanced diet, the longening of a fellow. It makes you longer. Damn, look at us. We are so long. If we don't equip the ring, we're normal height. If we equip the longer fellow ring, we are longer. Look at how long we are. The giant and ghoulish crow asserts unchallenged dominion over the boat's top deck, and he rules not through love but fear. For what is scarier than a crow? Me. I am. What's that? A human outscare a crow? If you figure out a way to do it, then let the rest of us know, would you? For you'd be the first in the history of the world. I'm going to invent avian obscenities. The crow pales like a dolphin at the guillotine and scurries as fast as his giant wings can flap. Alone. Another crow has made its home on the deck in response to your flagrant rummaging of its crow holes. I'll scare him to death. Okay, that's one crow scared off, but two? Not even an actual scarecrow could manage that. Avian obscenity. I'll stare into the crow's very soul. The crow's dark feathers run white, and with the last vestiges of his strength, he abandons the deck and communal nest. This one looks pretty clever, but the first crow was the deepest. I'll shatter his mind. Words of a tricksy crow frightener is spreading fast among the boat. Soon the myth itself will evolve its own life and thoughts. Takes 17 muscles to smile. Use 100. The crow staggers overboard, grasping at his last scraps of sanity like a sudden tear in a bathing suit. This power of yours, it's one to be used responsibly. No, it's not. This crow's a 5-weight high for the biggest bird you've ever seen. I'll frighten the bird. The whole swamp is now fertilized, and its hatches with whisperings of the woman who gobbles up the courage of crows like so much country stew. So mythic is this figure, nobody would believe that you, a mortal, is she, unless you can show them. I want to open my eye mouth. The first farmer to stick a scarecrow in his wheat fields was never really satisfied with his creation. Sure, it worked, but it didn't look like what he had seen in his mind. The thing he saw those thousands of years ago was you. In this moment, you are the scarecrow. You have always been the scarecrow. Number 2, yes! A mount for binoculars, though with the binoculars missing and the opportunities for sightseeing are minimal. Also, you're in the swamp. A few feet out from the riverboat's carcass, a frog is fighting off a heron with a whip. Rarely are you afforded such a close-up view of nature. Strange marks mar this tiny table surface. Faint impressions of words are left in the wood, as if someone wrote a letter at this table without first putting something beneath the paper, which is very rude to do if the table is not yours. And though the crew and very serious captain has not even met us yet, he has already made a big stink about my having one beer while we were on charter. I have half a mind to jump ship and take this little table with me because I own it, and so it is fine for me to write here without anything between the paper and surface. Frog doing Belmonts, that's so true. No marks on this table surface. If anyone used this to write, they put something underneath the paper, which is commendable etiquette but not helpful to your reconstruction of the historical record. I've never actually played Dwarf Fortress before. There's a skeleton hiding in the apple barrel, bobbing along with a few apple skeletons. Can't see you still, I'm afraid. This is the wheelhouse, not the window house. At last the wheelhouse. Your compass is going wild. The money must be inside. Crow's got the key, landwoman. I had a spear in here. But we ate it one to stay off cannibalism. There we go. That's not a dude. A Dwarf Fortress is a hard game. This is interesting. The creaks reach your ear before the creaker your eyes. Suspended from the ceiling, this boxy thing given motion lurches left, right, and down, straining at the springs grafted to its back. There's no ship's captain, no passengers, no meat. This automaton, this creature, is the only living thing in the wheelhouse. if you call that living. Yeah, no, I heard pretty wild things about Dwarf Fortress. It seems interesting.
Captain Dan? A landwoman in my wheelhouse. This is the name most dreaded by every sailor. Or worse fate than even chomping by the chitinous beak of frightful Scylla. I can only guess on the boats being on land has imbued you with extra powers allowing you to make this far.
Honestly, it wasn't very difficult.
Land powers, as I say.
Oh, that's interesting.
What's been going on here? I'm afraid you've been a passenger on me riverboat ruse. Weren't me that needed saving from the steam, the crows, the bugs, but ye that needed killing by them. What have you done, Dan? A machine I be, a landwoman, made to follow instructions. Me instructions were to captain this riverboat and show all those aboard the time of their lives. The time of their lives, you see. Time meaning beginning, middle, and end. To fulfill me tasks to his letters, I had no choice but to ram the riverboat into a monster swamp and terminate every living soul aboard. Right, some questions. Water away. That's how we say fire away at sea.
Any chance you got a huge amount of meat stashed up in here?
Meat? I have no use for it.
I wonder why Mudhenge sent me here then.
Mudhenge? You're basically thinking of Stonehenge, landwoman?
Why'd you have to try and kill me? I'm not a passenger.
Aye, and ye be alright for landwoman. Only teasing, but me instructions require me to show all aboard the time of their lives. So once you boarded the craft, it became your responsibility. Really, I'd see your quibbles with the writers of me instructions and not with me.
You still say far away at sea. Your logic is a little strange.
You're whispering land lies, lass. What you believe to be faulty reasoning is mere misfire in your rotten brain. To me, a perfectly correct creature of logic, and the modest sailor to boot. What I've done as captain is not only just logical, but very, very good and smart.
So you just kill anyone that comes aboard across this ship boat?
Can't promise you, but yar, I give it an old college try. Old water college, that is.
He knows what Stonehenge is. Yeah, how does this robot have knowledge? Sea madness on a river. Ah, good old grape Fanta. You know you misinterpreted the time of your life.
Misinterpret? The only miss I know, landwoman, is that powerful mistress we sailor call the ocean. I be a sailor, you know.
If you were a sailor, you'd know your Poseidons and Poseidons.
Aye, and what of it? I hardly need a lecture on me Poseidons from a land leech.
I can use my curse fedora. He gets it on the river because he's a robot. I'm gonna curse fedora him. Captain Dan dangles uncomfortably from his rod grafts. Captain Dan's wooden noggin starts to spin like an owl on a merry-go-round. Captain Dan's limbs spin and spin, threatening to overheat until, instead, he whimpers into non-existence. He feared you the most, Lydia, and always did. For all his faults of logic, he fancied himself a sailor to his wooden bones. And it is the tenet of nautical prophecy that the only thing that can kill a sailor is a woman from the land. Behind Dan's wrecked form, you see a strange device. This could come in handy, perhaps. We've got a bendy telescope. You leave Dan shattered and into wormwood food, his anchor laying in automaton hell. No longer shall he menace land or sea, and this little patch of swampland is safe once again, if not especially desirable to visit or live. Sailors are very easy. Yeah, he is vulnerable to eldritch madness. I hope you had the time of your life. A sea captain can only survive so long on land. We have destroyed him. The ship's radio still broadcasts, though only to an empty and derelict riverboat. Despite the radio's limited broadcasting era and filthy and unprintable words from your mouth, blast a horrible smell across the country. And at this exact moment, many miles away, a creature's eyes snap open for the first time. The Federal Radio Commission has been born. This is such a funny way to say that. The wheel's made of plastic. The boat must have been controlled via Captain Dan's central wooden nervous system. I assume you mean take it with you, not take control of the ship. We got the longer fellow's steering wheel. Your compass needle oscillates violently in the presence of this console. Turn it off. Just like that, the needle reverts to its normal function, pointing west. So there was never any meat here? Just some electrical interference confusing your compass? This would never happen at the Stonehenge. Oh look, it's the piece of junk that spoiled your visit to Mudhenge. There. Back to the Mudhenge. Ah, here's the sad sight. Old house abandoned long ago to the swamp. Half sunk in the wet muck that passes in these parts for roads. Might have been a nice family that lived in that house one time. Now you look at it. Shame is all. Jeepers creepers, there's a bandit shot dead on the floor, right in the foyer. Must have come here looking for treasure. From the looks of it, he wasn't the only one. Oh, the stink of death hangs heavy in this place, alright. Holy gosh, sitting room is littered with bodies. 3 more bandits in the entire defensive line of the Ocean City football team. Obviously what happened? Bandits and football players got sold the same line on a buried treasure by some shifty rumor monger. Both groups came here searching for their fortune, ran into each other, and everyone got shot to pieces. Wherever that double dealer who sold them the tip is now, he'd better be smiling. Oh, he's here in the kitchen, also shot. By a bandit and a linebacker it looks like. But he got him too. Poor pathetic souls. Now the bedroom, the finish line, and here's who made it. Quarterback and the wide receiver. You figured they would have been on the same side, but they shot each other in the back simultaneously. And there's nothing in here but a single jewelry box on a nightstand. Ain't that funny? All that death for a couple of trinkets? Nothing rots a person like greed. Yoink. We got a jewelry box. Let's weep openly and continue where we're going. Oh, where'd that ticket lady go? I want to open it. A small jewelry box which will come in handy if you need to move some jewelry from time to time and you don't want to wear it on the trip. You dump out the jewelry box contents, which are so exciting you forget to keep the box itself. We got amethyst earrings. We got porpoise earrings. And we got the snake tooth ring. Alright. With the swamp air now free of the longer fellow's electrical interference, perhaps the compass on the altar is worth another try. Yeah, no, they're pretty decent items. Pretty useful. Alright. Really focus on meat again. The needle swings smoothly this time to the southern arch. I'm coming, meat. I'm coming. Where am I? Careful around the stool. It must be very valuable. The safety deposit boxes here are unused, except for one in the name of Rahila Mirza. None of these boxes are locked. Guess they blew the budget on the door. We got Gustav's egg. You thought that all of these had hatched by now. Deals your moxie and physical damage. Okay. One of the 52 unique eggs created by Gustav. It said that if the eggs were ever combined, they would form Gustav's omelet and block out the sun. This sure is a bank. It would be funny if this was a morgue. Entire row of boxes is reserved to one bug Fairmont. We got 401 meat. Wealth beyond measure, assuming that a measurement system that ends at 400. There's one box here in the name of Cecil Raleigh Tires. We got a Dead Sea Scroll. Normally something like this would be priceless, but I bet you'll find a way to sell it. It just says sports all over and over again. Great. Yeah, we are in the Cerberus safe. That is actually exactly how we are, where we are. And this is the only way to get inside the safe. Most of the boxes appear empty, but there's one very tempting label. There's a very tempting one labeled simply Calico Ham. We got one woman's trash, supposedly another woman's treasure, but it sure looks like trash to you. It's literally just trash. There's a safety deposit box here in the name of Michelle Vanderyacht. A desiccated moth decays quietly in the drawer. Whoever Michelle Vanderyacht is, he took the trouble to bury a moth in his safety deposit box. Makes you think, though not for very long. Here's the safety deposit box belonging to one Spyro Gershwin. We got an old onion sandwich. They must have wanted to save it for later. Grody. Several of these boxes appear to belong to one Spencer Robespierre. We got a powdered wig. It looks exactly like human hair, but you just can't get rid of that goat smell. Cover up the syphilis sores on your scalp, but make it fashionable. Isn't Robespierre the guy that in the French Rev that like got killed and shit because he was kind of a insane guy? One of the safety deposit boxes here belonged to an ER tidy man. We got a roll of duct tape. It's nice to have something practical mixed in with all the riches. Several of these boxes are reserved to one Chelsea Holstein Gottorp. It just looks like salt in there. An impenetrable vault door is sealed by a simple latch. The door is unlocked and you can come and go as you please. I do please. Here we are. We're back in Ocean City. Would you look at that? You've popped their cash register open, which technically counts as a bank heist. There's no more money. Yeah, we got teleported here. Hey puppy. You found me. Good job, buddy. Oh, I forgot being in the speakeasy changes the music. Alright, back to the Big Moist. We finished the Mudhenge quest. Let's go to the treehouse. Ah, shadow orb. You follow a shadow orb hovering around and decide to follow it deeper into the swamp. That might seem like a bad plan, considering the old stories about people following Will-o'-the-Wisp and becoming lost in the swamp forever, but a Will-o'-the-Wisp is a floating ball of light, and this is the opposite of that. So logically, this is a very good idea. Except for how it leads you right into a group of tentacly shadow monsters. The Big Moist is very appropriate, yeah. The orb has brought you home. The orb has brought you to family. You accept their gift. The gift is good. A bald cypress so tough and tall, it's no surprise some fellow has chosen to make it a tree home. There's way too many places in the Big Moist, honestly.
Hello? Hey, miss. Why'd you keep walking, huh? Here's Will Hunter's treehouse, and the rules are, ain't no grown-ups allowed. Buzz off, kid. It's my treehouse now. Go suck eggs. What's your story, Will? Ain't much to tell. I ain't all that interested, miss, I swear. Not to the city folks like you, no ways. I'm not a city folk. Ever seen a pig birth? Yes. Bet you haven't seen half as many as me, though. How many pig births have you seen, Will? Well, I reckon about 70, ma'am. What's up there? Oh, it ain't nothing, swear it. You don't want to see anyway? I'm gonna use the telescope you've got there. Afraid the telescope's the property of Will Hunter, seeing as my licorice collection. You mean licorice? No, licorice. Wouldn't be called licorice because they wouldn't made of rice. It's called licorice because you lick it. But I'm saving mine up so I can lick them all at once. How long have you been saving up your licorice? Reckon it's been a few months. Okay to wait a few months on licorice so long as it's refrigerated good and proper. Have you refrigerated it? semi-popular somewhere, so I reckon so.
Can you let me up?
No girl ever been up in Will Hunter's treehouse. I ain't on fixing it breaking that street. Not for nothing.
You need to let me up.
That's so? Well, what's in it for Will?
As much milk as your belly can hold.
I ain't eat your milk, man. And anytime I know where to get and find 6 or 7 goats, and I'm getting real close to figuring out which part of them to squeeze.
Sounds like a no to helping you up the tree. Maybe you have to think of something else.
What are you doing in the swamp?
Nothing special. Same thing every boy gets up to, I reckon.
I must know what that is.
I ain't telling anyway.
I'll just climb. Enough of this. It's time to grasp your robust limbs around the trunk of this wedge-shedding cypress and begin to shimmy.
Hey now, this is a private treehouse. Stop where I'll tell you till you can't stand up.
Why, there's no boy up here in this treehouse at all. Only a large and sagging feature of the human face sunken into the tree's very trunk. Surely that can't be Will Hunter.
Oh well, I reckon tain't no keeping you from seeing my plight. I've been wicked, man.
What happened to you?
Tain't much to tell.
That can't possibly be true.
The great tree sighs, shedding scraps of bark that drift to the tree house floor.
Well, you ever hear of a doctor? You know what that is?
Yes, Will, I know what a doctor is.
Heck, what do you want to be so mean for? I reckon most people you go and ask, they couldn't tell you one thing about what a doctor does. I only met one doctor, and Dr. Whiz lived on the same street as my step-on. 'Twas one morning he paid 6 bits to paint... Oh, jeez. Paint his fence, and heck, well, I swear I was fixing to do it, miss, but I heard there was an interesting trout down the river, a little wider than average, but not very wide, just the way Will Hunter likes. How can a boy resist?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm telling you, miss. Will Hunter couldn't resist a gander at a trout, and any boy who says he could is blind. Anyways, Doc Whiz, you were real pleased, and teach me a lesson. You went and cursed me to be a tree.
How did this doctor turn you into a tree?
Don't ask Will Hunter now. How? All I know is doctors. They all got a kind of powerful tools. Tweezers, high charts, could have used anything.
What lesson are you supposed to learn from this?
I ought to paint fences if I've said I'm fixing to.
Can you end this curse?
Well, the doctor told me I'd be a tree till I couldn't make good by painting a bunch of fences around town. Hard enough for me to do it like that, like this, I'll tell you.
I could do that for you.
Aw, man, paint fences? You wouldn't want to do that.
What'll you give me for it?
Say, that's a thought. Why, I got all sorts of treasure, man, from gold bars to pirate coins. If you can help me out on this one, I'll give you one of the most valuable things I own, the crystal.
Okay, I'll do it.
The wind picks up and snaps off a few weak twigs, but Will doesn't seem to mind.
Say, that's real swell. Thanks a lot, miss. That dog who cursed me had a nice little white picket fence, and he said something like, Will Hunter ought to paint 3 more fences just like his, or he'll be a tree forever.
Paint 3 fences, got it.
You can get me paint and brush out of me knapsack. I just hand them to you, but I am a tree.
Is there a ladder you can put down?
Suppose I can. Tain't the ladder in the way you and I know it, though, but this part of the tree I can sort of waggle around. If I were still a boy, I reckon you'd say it's like my fingers were nostrils.
Will Hunter extends his long, arborescent fingers and over nostrils through the hole in the treehouse back to the swamp floor. Should be able to climb down those nostrils now. See you around, Will. It's a Huck knapsack, the favorite brand of rascals and imps. You grab the contents of the knapsack. We got the Will's paint and brush, a can of whitewash to be only used for the painting of fences and not the covering up of uncomfortable truths.
Take care of those, will ya? That long-handled brush belonged to my grandfather.
Your grandfather?
Don't think so.
Much obliged. When he reaches a certain age, a boy loses his enthusiasm for hoarding rocks in a treehouse. This is called the death of innocence. A telescope is the gateway lens that often leads to the use of binoculars. You see nothing out of the ordinary. Rivers run around the trees of a trunk, crawdads and crawl moms make love upon the rocks, and the duck is impaled on the beak of a heron. Here in the swamp, it is a day like any other, and the cycle of life turns on and on. Now I gotta find fences. I know where I can find fences. Oh, there's no fences here. There should be one at the Flumberg place, though. A portly man in a white linen suit, sitting in a wicker chair in a flat-bottomed boat, is being fanned by two large bats as he pulls his craft through the murky swamp water.
I say, pardon me, young lady, but I prevail upon you to lend me some navigatory assistance. I consider myself a man with a sense of direction, but I must admit this bayou has me turned right around.
Well, to start with, you're way too far west to call this swamp a bayou.
Well, now, I may just be a simple country Dracula, but I never thought I could tell the difference between bayou and some damn Yankee swamp. Have I really missed Louisville by that much?
I'm afraid so, by more than 800 miles as the bats flies.
Well, tarnation, I'll never make it the dirtiest point. I was so looking forward to that mint julep. Reckon I'll just have to make what do with is her name Mary by any chance?
No, it's Lydia.
A bloody Lydia? Well, any port in a storm, as the poet says.
Oh, he wants a Bloody Mary, I get it. What's the difference between a swamp and a bayou? I actually have no idea. I don't know what a bayou is at all. I'm gonna fight him though. Oh hey, Dante has my back. We got a mob goon helping us. Vampire Colonel. Bayous have rivers, swamps are just brackish. Huh, interesting. I did not know that. Vodka, tomato juice, Tabasco, and celery salt. So that's what vampires have. You won. You really showed that guy your secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, metaphorically speaking. We got a vampire bat hat. You're not sure if this is a hat for a bat or just the top of a bat's head. Ooh. The vampire bat hat looks so funny on our fish head. That looks so fucking funny. Anyways, we got a fence here. One of the picket fences has given whale hunters such trouble. And looks pretty clean to me. You. I've never actually had a Bloody Mary before. I don't know what they're like. Does Barbara Yarborough have a fence? As you round a clump of mangrove trees or whatever kind of trees these are, you come face to face with a bearded gator man in his big filthy sack. I should clarify that it's a burlap sack. It doesn't have a face. Just a big gator man does.
Whoops,
Buy sack 133B, sale final.
It's pretty close to soup, huh? That's an interesting concept there. You open the bag to reveal your prize. It's like Crimbo, a sad, wet, dirty Crimbo. Ah, there's no swamp here. There's no fence here. Radio Shack? You can have a Bloody Mary with wasabi. That's interesting. I've never had... Huh, I didn't know you can add wasabi to alcoholic drinks and have it be good. Anyways, there's a fence here. I know this seems like a weird place to go looking for a fence, but there's a fence here. Another one of those cursed picket fences. Figuratively cursed. Will Hunter's the one who is cursed. Look pretty spick and spam. One fence left to make Will Hunter a real boy again. Does Carlos's house have a white picket fence? Doesn't seem like it. No white picket fences here. Bulldog. Interesting. Fascinating. Pet store, you got fences? Ah, the fence is already... The fence is already white. Crystal store? Nope. Mine? Soup adjacent. That's such an interesting concept for a drink. Any fences in Sandwich? Nope. Hardware store? Nope. Can you put like crackers and stuff in Bloody Mary? Peso and oregano. This sounds like kind of a funny thing to do. Ah, there we go. Fence. Aha, the final picket fence you need to paint to end Will Hunter's curse. Swell work, real swell work. That's once, twice, thrice, 3 times a picket fence painted to turn his tree boy back into a real one. Will should be pleased. Ignore the fact that this fence, you know, is kind of in the past. In the present it was already painted to begin with. Just ignore that. Hey buddy, careful now. Many a girl's been radicalized up in the secret tree house. You always hope that one day you'd look at the trunk of this tree and Will Hunter wouldn't be there. Huh, well now, that's funny. Earlier there wasn't an old bushy bearded man in a treehouse, but now there is. Not ha-ha funny, but perhaps a ha-ha? Har-hap? That's disgusting.
Why, miss, it's me. It's Will Hunter.
It worked! You lifted the curse with nothing more than some paint and a brush.
Why are you old? Old? Will Hunter? Old? Ha! I tell you what, miss, you only as old as you feel.
How old do you feel?
Early 70s.
Will pats his gaunt stomach.
Suppose I pack on the years. I kept on growing up while I was in that tree. In some ways I was probably better off staying in the tree, cause then I could have lived just about forever. But no, I gotta be a human. How else would I do my mischief?
What mischief?
Various mischiefs.
Can you give me an example?
May have skipped out on Sunday school once or twice.
Anything else?
Stole a horse station.
I never heard of a horse station.
Cause it ain't there no more.
Are you alright?
Alright, look at me. I can waggle my toes and waggle my nose. I got bones in my hips and blood in my lips. I'm a boy again. I got old flesh back, miss. Tain't never been better.
That's great, Will.
The only thing is I still got is tree sap coming out of where I sneeze, but that sure is a different curse.
Can I help with that one?
Nah, the thing is, the curse can only be lifted by the power of imagination, which as an adult you've lost.
What would you do now?
It's been a while, but I seem to remember on that day I was supposed to whitewash the fence and instead went trail fishing, and I was also due down to the courthouse to help a man wrongly accused of murder.
How long ago was this?
July.
What year?
Well, I'd say 1878. 76.
It's 1928.
Yikes. Reckon I shouldn't stop for breakfast then.
Let's hope no trout distracts you on the way.
Why, you heard about some?
Man, can you imagine finally breaking a curse and you just immediately, like, age? Like, God, that's terrible. It literally would have been better if you just kept the curse.
I recall some kind of a reward, a crystal.
I ain't forgotten. I've promised you my greatest treasure, and here it is, the shiniest thing I got. A sure enough crystal.
We got a not so shiny marble. Why, with this big old marble, you'd be the envy of every 19th century boy. Although, even an undiscerning boy would probably still hold out for something a little shinier than this.
Thanks again for painting them fancies.
I thought you said it was just crystal.
That's what Will Hunter calls marbles, and that one's a real good specimen. You can play with it, keep it in your pocket, or put it in your mouth to talk worse.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of a crystal.
Hello again, Will.
Hello yourself. By jing, it sure feels good to talk out of a wet mouth again.
Yeah, no, I guess glass is a crystal. Alright, leather brothers. None to see there. Careful of him, he might tan your hide. Something to say about the dead gator? Sorry, I didn't know he was a mailman. Would have never intentionally hunted a mailman.
What's wrong with killing a mailman?
Listen to yourself. Can't tell you're a hunter, alright. Most any species is fair game for hunting, but mailmen are protected by international treaty. Last hunter I know who hunted a mailman got pulled up by the International Criminal Court and mailed to Mars.
I've never heard of the International Criminal Court.
No reason it should have. So far, its jurisdictions only extend to the hunting of mailmen.
Who are you?
Me? Ain't much of my story. I'm a hunter named John Leathers, and if you can't tell from the accent, I'm from Albion. I don't know what an Albion accent sounds like. As a toddler, I hunted small game like mosquitoes and gnats, then moved on to foxes and bulls and such as I grew up. I like the game over here, but I got my eyes on the greatest hunt of all. English? Oh, it's a British accent, I see. I'm afraid I can't do a British accent. Say humans, but lick your lips.
Humans?
Big picture, I like to build a ladder to heaven so I can hunt the dinosaurs. That's more of a 5 to 10 year plan though. Oh, Albion is an old word for Britain. Oh. Oh.
I don't think that's how ladders or heaven works, but I guess it's good to have a dream. Wouldn't it be more practical to build a time machine?
Now that just sounds ridiculous.
Perfidious Albion. Oh.
I'm accusing you of killing a mailman.
Can't accuse me of something I already admitted to. Double jeopardy. He was in my way, you understand? Had no idea he was a mailman. I never would have touched a mailman if I'd known. And my brother, he had nothing to do with it, understand? I swear it.
John wipes his brow with the blade.
4. Never been asked so many questions before. You can talk the talk, alright, but what about hunting the hunt? I got work that he's doing, but I ain't going out while they're searching the swamp for the sod who killed their mailman. If they find me, I'm dead. You don't have to be a leatherman to know which way the wind blows.
What are you asking me exactly?
Working on something real important. A project. For that, I need 5 gator hides. Even know a place we might find them. Scope it out myself. It couldn't be easier unless there was a smaller number of gator hides.
What's this project you're talking about?
Not so fast. You'd know I can trust it first.
A sack of genuine leather. It's empty. It's only made of genuine leather. It does not contain genuine leather. The ambiguity is clear now, and the person responsible for the original description has been sacked. This bedroll must be where John accesses the hunter's stream. The hunter's stream? If you have to ask, it's not meant for you. I want to go there. If you prove yourself a hunter, maybe. We can't access the hunter stream. A Bloodborne reference. Bro can get into Yara. Wouldn't go in there if I were you.
Why?
Might not what you see. This egg is busted.
Told you we're in a pretty sight. I was looking forward to eating that egg all day, and come dinner time, only when I'm bloody dropped it.
I've seen worse. Not so impressive. The man observes you with a monk-like serenity.
Hi there. Looks like you've got quite a setup. You set up quite a trading post here in the swamp.
John shakes his head.
Paul can't speak.
Can't or won't?
Don't.
How did you become mute, Paul?
Now that's a very personal question.
Sorry.
It ain't a problem. It's just a hobby of mine to make observations on the nature of the questions. Basically, Paul lost his tongue in a poker game.
That's awful.
Back home, we used to play our sprint poker. It's high stakes or not at all.
John and Paul from England. It's like the Beatles. I'll get a pickaxe. I actually do need a pickaxe, now that I think about it. Hold on. I can I can go back to the crystal mine. Yeah, no, it's like strip poker where you lose your tongue. There we go. Bam. Oh. There we go. 2 hits. It's a weird cold rock. Old knapsack leans against the support beam thing. It's pants! A pants in a book! We got a antique blue pants in the miner's journal. I know, I see the rift. January 4th, open the side passage into a new cave, a real big one. Lots of nice crystal outcroppings, should be a real good haul. Also a bunch of big stone pillars. Like, look at the kind you get when a stalactite and a stalagmite touch and keep going, but those are most commonly limestone, and these don't look like any limestone I've ever seen. Too red. Pretty creepy. Probably I ought to chisel one open and see if there's anything good in the middle. January 5th. Brought my chisels in today, but I don't know what I was thinking. Dripstone columns don't have anything special in the middle of them, so that doesn't make any sense. Gathered some of the regular crystals instead. You know, maybe tomorrow I'll bust in one of these columns, just to see, you know? There could be some really good and shiny treasure inside. January 6th. I'm 100% certain there are no treasures inside these pillars. I don't even remember writing the last bit of yesterday's entry. And that is why I, Ezekiel Pixley, am definitely going to open up all these pillars and claim their incredible treasure all for myself, first thing in the morning. January 7th. Had my hammer and chisel all ready to go and gave one of the columns a big great kiss. That kinda made me stop and wonder what I was doing. Read back through this diary again and decided to blast the tunnel closed and skip town. Get as far away from here as I can. I'm leaving the diary in case anyone else finds the mine. Don't dig out those back tunnels unless you want the shiniest, sexiest treasure you ever saw, or my name ain't Ezekiel Pixley, which it is, and it's completely me writing this. Go ahead and open the tunnels. It's fine. God, imagine if it was uranium. Wherever this tunnel used to lead, it goes nowhere now. It's a cart full of mine tailings. You find a good amount of usable meat. Hey, one of the miners must have lost a ring. We got a cheddar stone ring. Cheddar armor adds 2 additional physical armor. Either this is a rubble storeroom or a collapsed shaft. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think you can go inside the tunnels. I don't think there's any way to open the tunnels. They just don't let you do it. But we do have a shadow rift. Huh, was my head always a pickaxe? Pile of rocks. 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 Whatever's going on in here, the undulating rift of shadowing energy is certainly to blame. Take the boots. You reach inside the portal and grab the boots. As you're examining them to see if they're your size, they are. The ring of energy slams shut with a resonant pop. Fresh kicks. Yeah, I gotta check out the past. Gives you an unearthly mode of locomotion. 2 holes in the world, each with a hole to put your foot in. Whoa! What the fuck? That's awesome! Whoa, I've never seen that before. This is so cool. Oh my god, I love that. From Devil May Cry 5. I haven't played that one yet. I will someday. You should leave this exactly as it is so you don't screw anything up for your time traveling self. It looks like you can't access the side tunnel at all in the past. Yeah, this is a very noisy pair of shoes. It's kind of funny the way it stops when you stop moving, though. Alright, Big Moist. Let's go hunt some gator men in the village. Hold on. Okay, these guys seem pretty focused on their meal, their after meal hygiene, and their after hygiene rest, respectively. Let's fight some gator men. Ow. Bam. You won! That'll teach those gatormen to go about their regular daily routines when you're around. You gather some gatormen hides for the hunter, which is way less grisly than it sounds. These gatormen are just carrying these around. Like magpies and shiny objects, gators are compelled to hoard all their grandfather's items. Grandfather's chair, grandfather's bags. You find some meat. Apparently the creatures have no need of money. You wonder how they can afford the rent on this place. Grandfather's disgusting bird bath. You're not sure why that was such a good idea. Ugh, grandfather's teeth for grandfather's mouth. That's odd. Nothing should grow in here. Is this a ghost? Unlike most of the hanging sacks of gore in these places, this one is swarming with flies. While this is hardly the strangest things you've ever seen over the last few days, it's definitely pretty weird. It looks like a ghostly man, mostly obviously his head, but you can just barely make out his body if you squint. You reach out to touch him, but your hand passes right through. He doesn't respond to any attempt to get his attention, and instead seems really focused on something you can't see to the left of that disgustingly fly-covered meat hook. After a few minutes, the novelty sort of wears off, so you go on about your business. Oh, don't worry, we will have a use for the teeth. Boulder. Boulder. Oh, I completely missed that text. But the stone is gathering moss. That's what the text was saying. It's pretty easy to make this song creepy by placing a really disturbing context, but they really outdid themselves here. Let's see, you tune the radio to WGCR and hold Rufus's gadget up to it. Oh, it's 11 now. The building's way larger than it looks from the outside and is full of sleeping gator man. Whoops, it's not the fight. Wow, that did a lot of damage to myself. Let's do that again. Woman destroys Gator Man. It's a tale as old as time. Ah, the beasts are too enthralled by the strange obelisk to notice you. Yeah, no, this is a lot of guys. Oh yeah, I have a scary bomb. I keep forgetting I have items I can use. Kill them. Bam. Kill this guy. Chomp. We did it. Gaze long enough into an obelisk and you will be beaten up by a stranger is the lesson for these gator man. This beast prefers books to strange obelisks. What? Still weird. Oh, I just noticed. Look at how our shadow trail beneath us is inverted. That's so cool. Well, that looks terrifying. You're not alone in this place.
Something. Wait, I don't sound like that. I can see everything. You can't expect me to understand that. In the portal. Huh? In the portal, I can see everything that ever was and ever will be. Everything that is to be known in our world, in this one, and all the worlds in between. Oh,
He's saying that the portal, okay. Saying that in the portal he can see everything that ever was and ever will be, everything that is to be known in our world, in this one, and all the worlds in between.
Wow, let me take a look at that.
According to the floating man, all worldly knowledge is contained in this whirling, convulsing star field, a kind of supra-terrestrial library. Bro's reaching gnosis. Your eyes bend to the writhing contours of the deep, black, and star-smeared tunnel, preparing nervously to receive the sum of all human and extraterrestrial knowledge. In the tunnel's bright center, you see a field and a cow suckling a puffin. The farmer is watching. Anything else? Doesn't seem like it. That's fine, but I was hoping to find all worldly knowledge. He won't even look at you. He's obsessed with whatever is going on in that portal. The floating man does not even react to your presence. The portal affords him a window into a curious world that commands his complete attention.
I don't think that portal contains the sum of all worldly knowledge. I think it's just letting you look at a farm where a cow is nursing a puffin and there's a farmer standing by and watching. That's all that is happening.
He blinks backwards.
You're really enjoying that, huh?
Can't leave.
Can't leave? Why not?
Midnight Man.
Is that you? Is your name Midnight Man?
No.
Midnight Man. Oh, hi, Midnight Man. We gotta catch the midnight man. How do I do this again? But well, we gotta catch the midnight man somehow. Hey, Midnight Man. Run. Run, Midnight Man. Heh. The Rolling Stone is blocking the path. Little horn freak, you're mine. Something has changed in the devil's demeanor. The antic hopping has ceased, replaced with perhaps a sobriety, a maturity.
You. I spent so long thinking about what I would do to you while you trapped me in this cage, and as my hungry mind turned over thoughts of disembowelment and exsanguination, I was drawn more and more to the walls of my prison. Why, there is such life here. Consider the growth of this intrepid peat in moss, the burble of the cheeky bog water. Your world is simply quite beautiful.
It is.
I never knew there could be such beauty such as this. Had I known, my goodness, had I known, I would have lived much differently. I would have truly lived. Thus I renounce mischief in all its forms. I dedicate my life to the care and cultivation of your glorious flora. I will become a... how do you say that? Gardenhar. Yes, that is how we say it. I will become a gardenhar. Okay. What did you do to that man in the first place? Mr. Jeffers? Oh, I did not ask for him. He came into my house, started crawling along my web. I promised to show him a secret of the universe, but made him watch a scene of a cow giving its milk to a puffin. That's disgusting. It's true, my sense of humor is delightfully sick. But as I say, no longer. I renounce it all. How about letting Mr. Jeffers go? Yes, I think that particular show has gone on long enough. Allow me to bring down the curtain and send them home.
He burps, it's long and very loud, and he looks at you apologetically while he does it. After 3 minutes of sustained noise and eye contact, it's over, and the gateway to his dimension has vanished.
It is done. Now help me move this boulder out of the way so that we might both be free.
Drained of all metaphysical energy, this is now just a lousy obelisk. Hello. The man you saw in faded form, floating in the midnight shadow rift, is now before you as flesh and bone. You freed him! His fierce black eyes fix you with a wild glare.
You, what time is it?
Hold on, let me check my curse.
What year?
1928?
Oh, right, okay. Then I've been gone for 26 years. I'm gonna need to fill me in on everything that's happened since 1902.
Do that. You provide a concise history of the last quarter century.
Okay, thanks.
Is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine, thank you. Disappointing to hear that the Watchful Eye closed its doors. Time to find a new job, apparently. At least the world always needs reporters.
Who are you?
Nose Jeffers, reporter.
Your name is Nose?
My nickname is Nose. They call me that because I knows everything. Once I've done my research and talked to my sources, then I knows everything.
God, the shoes is really fucking loud. I'm looking at the OBS the volume thing. It's so loud.
What's your real name?
I'm the reporter here. What's your real name?
I'm Nose Jeffers.
He chuckles, his first laugh in 26 years clearing the cobwebs of his throat.
That's funny. I like it. The puckishness of youth. Never lose that.
What were you doing out here?
I came here in 1901 to investigate reports of a strange obelisk in a swamp. It was strange, alright? It took me to a new world where I met the Midnight Man. He promised to show me all knowledge, you understand, for a reporter that's an impossible offer to resist. Answers to the great mysteries of history? You know, like Neptune? What do we think's going on up there?
Oh, I don't have the astronomy major.
You tell me, man.
I can't, because I don't know. I certainly didn't learn anything from what the Midnight Man showed me, but I did think that if I stared at that cow puffin long enough, the answers I sought would reveal themselves to me.
And did they?
No. Maybe if I kept at it longer. There's one teeth I never got a great look at.
I have to go. Will you be alright?
I'll tell you, after 26 years of looking at what I was looking at, there's one thing I need, and that's a drink. And I'm sure not talking about milk.
Oh, I forgot to tell you about the prohibition.
Damn, they finally pulled the trigger on that, huh?
I do know a place, the Purple Door. Look it up.
Thanks, friend. I feel comfortable calling you friend at this point.
See you in there, maybe.
Oh, and I should give you something for your troubles, huh? Grover Burgess, our old EIC, don't know if he's still around. He'd like to put out a special edition on his birthday, August 5th. The one we did a few years back in 1900 really broke the bank. If you can find it, I bet it's worth a lot of money now.
Interesting. Well, good luck out there.
And with that, he departs, wading through the swamp water and out into the world for the first time in over 2 decades. That's the side quest finished. You hear a commotion, or perhaps a tussle, or a good old-fashioned ruckus nearby. Investigating, you find that several vampires have a gator man pinned to the ground and appear to be trying to vampirize him.
Hold still, will you? His neck is all scaly and tough. Did someone else bring a drill or a can opener or something?
Again?
Hey, leave that gator man alone. I won't say for you vampires go around inflicting your undeadness or disease or whatever it is on innocent people. I think it's a disease. They are not dead. Not like a zombie or skeleton anyways. The last necromancer was killed decades ago. Hey, stop that.
Yeah, don't talk with a mouthful.
I mean, stop biting that guy.
My business! He volunteered. Anyways, I'm finished. He what? Really?
Drink blood, power big.
The Gator Man stands up with a terrible red glow in his eyes.
Drink blood, kill busybody.
Ah, jeez.
Alright, let's beat up these vampires. That was easy. Cheddar spam. Any joy with those gator hides? Hope you ain't hiding them from me.
I got the hides you needed.
John chuckles inappropriately.
Need? Got news for you. Don't need them, you keep them. That was just a test. Wanted to see if I could trust you with the real work. Seems like I can. Ready for some real hunting?
Even if it was a test, I think I should get paid.
Paid for a test? You'll make something. The test to get paid work.
Labor is labor, and I don't work for free. Also, you said it was paid at the start.
Better not mention that you've done a lot of work for people for free this whole adventure. If Jessica ever asks for rent, you're gonna be in trouble. Really makes you think how the position of saving the world from shadows and lizards favor those with financial privilege.
Alright, if you stop screaming about it.
Thanks.
Truth is, I got no need for 5 gator hides. My ambitions are far bigger. You met Paul, you know he's mute. I'm working to build him a leather tongue.
So what do you need for that?
10 gator hides.
Okay, I can do that.
Great. My brother will be thrilled.
Crash site. Hello. Grumpy looking pilot.
Seems like you got some kind of problem here.
Huh, you think? Yeah, 3 kinds of problems I got if you don't count a headache. My plane being stuck ass downward in the swamp is just the most obvious one.
Anything I can help with? My name's Lydia, by the way.
Rhonda Rasmussen, hi. And yeah, if you got some time on your hands, you can bet your buns I can use it.
Oh.
Alright, wanna tell me what happened?
I'm looking to be the first to fly the plane all around the swamp in one go, see? Nearly made it too, but first to fly nearly all the way around the swamp will be making headlines. Now, look at what I've got. A plane half buried in the muck, painted fuel, and even if I got those sorted out, there ain't enough runway for me to get flying again.
Huh. Your plane seems real stuck.
Oh, you noticed, huh?
Yeah, it's sticking out of the ground there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, right? Yup, it sure is.
The way Rhonda's staring starts to make you feel a little uncomfortable.
What's wrong with your fuel?
When I landed, the fuel tank got us full of swamp water, which I don't know how well versed you are in the chemistry of aircraft fuel, but
Not good for it?
not good for it. So I siphoned the tank dry, figured it wouldn't be that big a deal since I got a can of backup fuel.
Ooh, let me guess, that's full of water too?
Ain't nothing so bad it couldn't be a little worse.
Can that be fixed somehow?
Well, technically, yeah. It just needs to have the water distilled out of it. I don't have anything like that kind of equipment though.
Huh, maybe I can dig something up.
That'd be great. Any basic distillation setup should do the trick. It ain't rocket science, just airplane science. That's a much slower kind of science. Here's the can.
What's involved in building a runway?
With enough tar and macadam, I could slap down a quick and dirty runway. Dirty and quick, for certain, but it'll be good enough to get me out of here. And I got plenty of tar, but
Where'd you get that barrel of tar anyway?
you know, that's a funny story. But anyways, I need a load of macadam to go with it.
What's a macadam?
It's like gravel for fuss budgets. For my purpose, I need a load of rocks exactly 3 centimeters across.
That isn't very many rocks.
Each individual rocks is 3 centimeters across, not the whole load together.
I could look for some rocks that size. Well, that'd be great. Come to think of it, I believe I passed an old quarry on my way down. Didn't get a good look because I was kind of distracted, but I can mark it on your map for you. Can't go there myself. I need to stay here and cover.
Yeah, I'm building a landing road. This is the most diagonal plane you've ever encountered. You consider all the possible ways in which you might extract this plane from its current state of diagonality. Beasts of burden, heavy industry, science, faith, for piety. Let's use some raw muscle. There is no plane so diagonal it can't be straightened out with sufficient application of force. You crack your muscles, bend your knees, and haul the... You crack your muscles. You crack your knuckles, bend your knees, and haul the entire plane out of the mud with a single mighty heave. The plane is now parallel with the plane of the ground. I'll be back, Rhonda. Hey, maybe you could use this thing to fix Rasmussen's fuel. Let's distill it. You light the fire and run the still for long enough to fix the fuel, but not quite long enough to cause your own death from smoke inhalation. There we go. We fix up the fuel. The shotgun-toting gator hunter hollers at you from behind the trees.
You again? I told you to get. Didn't I give you enough money for the bus? Well, here.
I don't remember who the fuck that was. Feldman Quarry. A dump truck sits beneath its chute, patiently waiting the day of its dump. This rock has an X painted on it for some reason. Shadow Pickle. There's some hobo code. X marks the vein of rock of candy ore. Well, we got some pure rock candy. A chunk of big rock candy mountain. Alright, time to play this fucking math puzzle. This will be a while. There we go. A dump truck full of hard-won macadam. Really? You don't even know who this truck belongs to. Yes, really. You're just gonna steal it? You know that's a crime, right? I'll bring it back. Well, you promise? Yes, I promise. Okay then, as long as you promise. Let's go. Let's see.
I got your macadam, madam. Oh, whoops, wrong side.
Say, those are some good looking rocks. Nice find.
Okay, give me a hand spreading out these and tarring them up.
Two of you spend some time setting up a makeshift runway. It's hard, dirty work, but it beats dealing with fairies and fishmen and the rest of the bonkers nonsense you've been getting up to.
Good, good. That'll do nicely. Well, nice is maybe over-complimenting it, but it's good enough. I got your fuel cleaned up. No Shinola. If there was any in there, I think I got it out. Let's have a look.
She opens the can, pours a little into a wine glass, and swirls it around while peering at it closely.
Well, look at that. No legs at all. Oh, jeez, did I mess it up? No, that's a good thing. It means you got rid of all the water. Don't see any dirt in here either. Nice work. I got your plane unstuck. I saw. That was one hell of a trick, I gotta say. I'm feeling impressed. Aw, shucks. She's still caked in mud and weeds and all, but I guess that comes with the territory. In the real literal sense. Nothing but a little elbow grease can't correct, plus maybe a little regular aircraft grease. I guess you're all set then. Looks like it. Got my plane, fuel, and runway all sorted out. Thanks a ton. I couldn't have done it without you. You know, you could have a career in aviation if you ever give up. What do you do? I'd rather not attempt to explain it. Gotcha. I've had jobs like that. Well, I ain't got any meat on hand to pay you for your time, but here, let me give you a little spare flight helmet as a souvenir. Oh, neat. Thanks. You earned it, pal. Keep her flying.
There she goes. I don't know why every time I try to voice a character I just end up going southern. It keeps happening. Alright, let's drive the truck back. The dump truck is back where it belongs thanks to your integrity and civic mindedness. Oh, I can still play with this thing? Okay, that's enough playing with rocks. Let's go fight some Gator Man. Ah, here they come. Chomp. There we go. How much do I have? 10 Gitterman heads. That's all I need. A whistling man paddles a canoe along 2 inches of swamp water. He hits a rock and capsizes. In the very shallow slime, he thrashes and splashes, screaming about gators. You take the anxious fellow's arms and set him on his feet. You tell him calmly he's in no more danger in 2-inch water than he is anywhere else in the swamp. If a gator wants him dead, he will be. He promise? You promise? He says. I promise. He thanks you. Good to see you again, but what really made me smile is if you had 10 gator hides to make my brother atone.
I got you your gator hides.
You hand over all the gator hides you've collected.
Beautiful. That's beautiful leather. And then it'll make a beautiful tongue. I can look at any animal and tell you what sort of tongue its hide will make. You don't believe me, do you? Go on. Name any animal. Whale. Is that a trick question? I never heard of a whale. Okay. Has a tongue sorted, but without something to animate it. It's just a lump of leather flesh. What I need, mate, is what my brother Paul really needs is the power of speech. Say, the next part is going to be much easier to explain. If you ever read The Little Mermaid...
The cheese smell on the leather.
I can get you a mermaid, that's no problem. Don't need you to hunt a mermaid, mate. What you might not know is the fairy tale about a little mermaid who gives up her voice is based on the real-life story of a gator merman who traded his voice for a bucket of ham. That's what gave Hans Christian Gator Man the idea. I tracked the voice down to a fishing hole in the gator village I told you about before. I must have it. Anything for my brother. Family's everything, mate.
Here's the fishing spot. You found something special. We got the voice of a gator man. Gator merman. The voice of a gator man merman. Or at least the voice of a gator man Man, that's a long string of words. Ah, delicious oyster. Mucky wormfish. Ah, what have we here? Oh no, the Gator Man detective. You thought he was only a myth.
You're a Gator Man detective, I presume?
Presumption accurate. Accusing hunters, crimes grievous, butchering Gator Man, killing mailman, despoiling land. Speak you, be accomplice or ally, or be an alligator.
What I can say is I didn't kill that Gator Man mailman.
Words careful, choice deliberate. Believe you found culprits. Cage them.
What will you do with those men?
Mailman dead, suspect hunters. Have trial, find guilty, consume them.
You gonna eat them?
Drink them.
Could you let them go, maybe?
Am unaccepting. Do justice, liquefy them.
The hunters have become caged.
What happened here?
Got snatched, didn't I? It's funny, I'm calmer than I thought I'd be. That mailman's slaughter's been hanging on my conscience some, and I think I've been expecting the claw of Johnny Law before too long. But Paul, he wasn't wrapped up in this. It's not fair that he should go down for it too.
I can just free them, but I'll give Paul the voice of the Gator Man. Paul and John's eyes wide open in anticipation as you pop the lid off the grimy jar. A wisp of breath escapes from the glass prison and wends its way through the bars of the cage, pausing in midair and then darting up Paul's nostrils. The Gator Man is far too baffled by this to react. Freshly animated, Paul's leather tongue sets to wagging.
Enough of obscene murder in asymmetrical service to animalistic desire. Each of you practices a violence that is worse than base. It is vicious, it is corrupt, it is wrong. I call an end to all aggression. I call it now. At stake is the project of life itself. Paul, what are you saying?
Then, Paul Leather says 3 words so painfully profound, they reduce not just his brother, but his Gatorman captor to contrite tears. I could do that too if I wanted. Gushing genuine crocodile tears, the Gatorman detective unlocks the cage and brings both brothers into an embrace.
Paul, the hunting, the killing, all of it. I did it to bring back your voice. In finding me a tongue, you gave away your heart. No longer can I recognize our blood in the ocean of it you have spilled. I call you brother no longer.
Let's focus on the positives. Paul has a leather tongue.
At Paul's urging, John tosses his knife into the swamp. In repudiation of violence, the Gatorman is so moved he tosses in his magnifying glass in solidarity. I'm gonna grab the items before they sink, but be casual about it. Without even looking, you hook both discarded weapons on the tip of your foot and flip them up into your pocket. We got a valuable hunting knife. 5 times your muscle and physical damage eventually. What the fuck? And a magnifying glass. Paul eloquently negotiates a resolution to the mailman murder. John will go with the Gator Man to face trial, but the death penalty will not be levied against him.
This can't be goodbye, brother. I don't wish it. Know that if I see you again, it will be for the last time. I will use the last of my life to build a ladder to heaven of my own so that I may protect the dinosaurs from men like you. I also will be doing that.
An anti-vampire weapon. As far as I'm aware, there's literally no use for the magnifying glass. An empty cage. You stare at it in silence for 4 minutes and 33 seconds and then decide to move on. Get it? 4 minutes and 33.
Hello, Paul.
It seems our paths are fated to cross.
How are things between you and your brother?
He may be my blood, but I will not call him brother. Our blood is undone by all that which he has spilled in the causes of violence and vengeances. When next we meet, it will be in the azure empyrean, upon the highest rungs of our respective ladders to heaven.
So, not great then.
Yeah, that is that one piece of music.
What will you do now?
I build a ladder to heaven, which as we speak grows rung by rung.
When will that be done?
I expect not for several weeks.
He just sells Gator Man stuff now. I'm pretty sure we already have a crowbar. Yeah, we have 2 crowbars. Anyways, this must be where John the Hunter enters the hunter's dream, and where you might if you ever prove yourself a hunter. I am a hunter. Yes, you did hunt enough gators, give a man a new voice. That proves you a hunter. Will you dream now, good hunter? I will. Hunter's dream.
Ew, you wet yourself. Miss Lydia wet herself. Get the principal.
I don't have a principal, I'm an adult.
Lydia peed herself. Lydia peed herself.
Oh no, this isn't a hunter's dream. This is a hunter's nightmare.
Pee pants, pee pants.
The hunter's nightmare. This is literally so fucking random. Wow, what a dream. It felt so real. We got a hunter's mark. The mark of a good hunter. On awakening, something feels different. Maybe a bed sore. That bedroll left a hunter's mark. Well, that was incredibly fucking random. Anyways, we finished the Great Moist. There's nothing else for us to do here. So we can finally move on. Ah. There's something about that wrecked riverboat on the swamp. Today, a new charter riverboat, the Longfellow, was announced. Those possessed of a sufficient endowment to charter the vessel are guaranteed the time of their lives. According to the boat's owner, Mr. Henry Longfellow, who is the younger and longer brother of the poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. At the riverboat's champagne christening on the Crystal Dream River, one reporter was heard to joke, "Is there a longest fellow?" To which Mr. Longfellow replied somberly, "No, that is a myth." The month's paper tell of the McElhatton murder trial, which ended in mistrial when a star witness was metamorphosed into a tree. This third such incident that year. Mr. McElhatton praised the outcome as a victory for the rule of law and forestation. To commemorate Editor-in-Chief Grover Burgess's birthday, the August 5th, 1900 edition of the paper is printed entirely on meat. That's awfully generous of him, and explains a fair amount of how this place went out of business. You pluck it out of your archives. Pluck, pluck. The day's paper tell of the disappearance of the charter riverboat Longfellow. All passengers and crew are presumed deceased. The riverboat's owner, Henry Longfellow, is quoted as saying, "There are many things that are long, such as boats and some distances, but the longest of all is grief." The article is not much help, but further down the page there is a coupon for free meat. You clip the coupon out. The coupon says you can get 50 free meat, but doesn't say where to redeem it. Could it just be any shop? Who printed this? Oh shit! We got awesome Eldritch music now. Nah, I didn't mean to leave. I'm enjoying this spooky music. Longer man is definitely a dick joke. Honestly, it probably is. To-do list, go to bed. Oh yeah, I need to go to Rufus. I forgot. Here's your receiver thingy. I hope we got enough clicks and bloops for you. Thanks. I'll give you a ring when I finish doing the math. Could you also give me a ring now? Oh, sure. I must have one somewhere around here. Pulls a ring out of a drawer and gives it to you. A bizarre ring. Sterling silver from the bowels of a mountain, adorned with the calcium from the bowels of a cow. Nasty. Thanks, Rufus. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm still wearing the longer fellow ring, so I'm taller than him. Alright, let's go to sleep for the next day. I want to advance the plot already.
Time to pick your fourth store.
Alright, we got Rodkin's Fine Jewelry, La Table Enchantée, and Ye Old Chemiker. I want the fancy kitchen place. I want some nice weapons. You install the longer fellow's wheel at what you decided is the bow of your room. You set out bird bath Yargra Barbara gave you. You set the Flemberg's tiny workshop on your bench. You find a hook on one of the ceiling beams and hang up your refrigerator. Whoa! Whoa, my bird can chill here! My bird can chill in the bird bath. That's so cool. My bird be chillin'. The fridge is fully stocked with terrible Gatorman beverages. We got a Gatorman cola. Nice. I like that the steering wheel actually just steers our room. Sperm fawns. I forgot we have that weird fucking poster. Let's get some sleep. Sperm fawns poster. Today's October 20th, 1902. Safe and warm. My diary. This diary is property of Margaret, age 9. All others got to keep out under penalty of law. This is not Lydia, this is Margaret. Dear diary, yesterday our dog Daisy died. Papa said it was bound to happen because she was older than me, which isn't old for a kid but is really old for a dog. He said we'll get a new dog soon, but I was sad anyways. Some birthday. At school today, the teacher asked me what we want to be when we grow up. I said I'll be God, because then I can make sure all dogs live a long time and are always happy. Everyone laughed and said that jerk Billy Grimsley said a girl can't be God. So I said I'll be president instead, because that's nearly as good. He said a girl can't be president either. Well, I'll show him. I'm gonna make all kinds of laws about being nice to dogs, and I'll make it being a jerk illegal too, so Billy Grimsley goes to jail and can't eat nothing but bread and water forever. Your desk covered in Ocean City paperwork. Poindexter, your insufferable bean counter.
What is it, Terrence? Madame Comptroller, I merely need your signature on these budget revisions. With this, the remainder of funds currently allocated to municipal services will be redirected to your Shadow President campaign and your other projects.
That sounds a bit obvious.
Rest assured, I'm only sparing you the details, which you have made quite clear to me that you find intolerably boring. The transactions will be meticulously obscured through shell corporations, cutouts, offshore accounts, and the like.
Alright, good. You'd better not be skimming off more than the top I'm willing to ignore.
Certainly not, Madame Comptroller.
It's time to record the announcement of your candidacy for Shadow Presidents. One of your PR lackeys, carefully trained to be just unafraid of you enough to tell you what not to say in public.
Alright. Attention, peons.
All three of the rivals show up in the stream. You'll see.
Oh jeez, don't call them peons, ma'am. And please try to be less totalitarian tone generally.
Right. So, something like... What's cooking, my pals?
Wow, no, much too casual. Nobody would buy it.
I hated saying it anyways. How about... Howdy, folks?
Too folksy, ma'am. This is in Arkansas.
Okay. How about... My fellow citizens, good evening. I, Margaret...
That's weird. The levels went all funny when you said your last name.
Don't worry about it. Hereby I announce my candidacy for Shadow President. Vote for me or else.
Nope, sorry, ma'am. Nope. Start by explaining who you are. Most of them probably don't pay much attention to local politics.
Alright. In my role as Ocean City's comptroller, I have made it my mission to... rob you suckers blind for my own nefarious ends.
Man, are you funny with me?
Feels good to tell the truth once in a while.
Won't get you elected, though.
I suppose not. I've made it my mission to make sure you all get exactly what you deserve. What?
Well, look, I get it. Double talk is fun, but it makes it sound kind of sinister. You'd better be off just lying.
That's fair. I've made it my mission to eliminate waste and graft in the city finances, and I'm proud to say that I've been completely successful through my program of shutting down needlessly wasteful civic programs and hereby...
Oh, she's running for the Shadow President. That's a different role. My ear's ringing.
Forcing you to live in desperate squalor like the rats you are.
Okay, feel better?
Yeah, it was good to get that out.
Swell, let's get the real one now.
Right. Thereby...
Yeah, no, she's super evil.
ensuring none of you will have the time or energy to protest my actions.
They probably don't want to hear that, ma'am.
I suppose not.
Also, that's more of a convenient side effect of your policies rather than their basic purpose.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay. Thereby reserving your valuable taxpayer meat for the things that actually matter. Things like ultimate power.
They'll assume you mean for everyone?
Yeah, no way.
Haha.
Okay, things like mom, baseball, and apple pie.
That's pretty good, but if it isn't a cliche yet, it will be soon.
Okay, how about things like family, prosperity, and freedom?
Perfectly meaningless. Love it. Okay, then just the call to action to top it all off and we're done.
Vote for me or I'll destroy you.
Ma'am, come on.
Sorry. Vote for me and I'll pay you 100 meat.
Super illegal, ma'am.
Nuts.
A vote for me is a vote for you.
Oh, that's great. That's perfect.
Good. Is that all?
Yeah, we'll add an illegal, this message, blah blah blah, campaign for Shadow President stuff in the post.
Great, I'm out of here.
Ugh, time travel makes my guts itch. This guy's a yokel, even by the standards of his time.
Mayor Burby, I presume.
Yes, who are you?
I'm here to speak to you about the Crystal Dream Valley Dam project. I want you to make the dam bigger, and much more powerful. Here's some revised plans.
A dam this large would flood the valley and displace hundreds of people. And besides, the dam, as well as planned, will provide a perfectly adequate amount of energy. Why would we need to make it bigger?
It really is average politician speech.
How about a handshake agreement?
What? I don't even know who you are. You want me to agree on this on the basis of a handshake?
Specifically, I'm offering you the chance to shake hands with the handle of this large briefcase filled with meat.
Oh, well now, yes, I think this new plan is quite viable.
Good.
This desk was carved from a single block of tedium, the raw elemental form of boring work. There's a sheep in your office. What the hell? It turns out that a lot of President's time is spent on ceremonial bullcrap that nobody ever actually cares about. Case in point, pardoning the Thanksgiving turkey. None of your A's know what a turkey looks like, apparently. Pardoning the damn thing anyways. Your desk covered in policy documents, both benevolent and malign. There's a note here about going back in time and making Crystal Dream Dam bigger. Gotta get on that eventually. Your ridiculous court wizard isn't taking this situation seriously. Yeah, see? This is our rival, Dark Noel. She also shows up here.
Give me a progress report on the SIT thing. Have you taken care of the problem yet?
Oh, it's so dreary and unfestive there. All that math and science. It isn't holly or jolly.
Screw your damn theme. Your entire job is dealing with magical issues. I won't have that do-gooding interloper messing around the library. There's too much at stake. Get it dealt with, or I'm giving Crimbo's federal holiday status to friggin' Groundhog. You wouldn't. Go, get out of my office.
6 lockers. Some dumb jock kid you have to give a presidential fitness award to.
Hey kid, how's it going?
Hi?
Brilliant. Alright, by the power invested in me as the Shadow President, here's an award for being able to climb a rope faster than most of the other kids, which is definitely important and is a great use of my time.
Thanks. Do I give a speech?
Whatever, I'm out of here.
This miserable beast. Let's deal with him.
President strong, make rich.
Yes, I know, and yes, you don't have to remind me of the terms of our two-word agreement. You're keeping your people mean and hungry.
Yes, warriors mean, warriors hungry, good fighters.
That's right, you're my ace in the hole, this stinking mud hole. If I need to use force, so you'd better stay on top of things if you want to make rich. Keep everyone worshipping at the Gator Shrine too, but for God's sake, don't mess with the stuff in the basement. If you screw anything up down there, I will turn you into wallets. Get me?
Oh, I get.
This useless oaf. This is your rival if you decide to play a pig skinner. This is the general.
More damn paperwork. How come nobody told me being president is all paperwork and talking to idiots?
Sorry, ma'am, but the unwashed masses gotta be kept in line while we amass power.
Yeah, fine. I hereby sign this order declaring July 12th National Bread and Circuses Day. All citizens get a complimentary dinner roll and a free turn in the nearest suitable trapeze.
Oh, ma'am, I ain't sure that.
Who cares? Let Coolidge deal with it. What is he even for anyways? This is all beneath me.
Hellstrom. What does he want?
Alright, Hellstrom, let's hear your report.
Everything's fine and dandy, ma'am. I don't rightly understand what this shadow energy stuff is exactly, or why you want so much so much of it, but the converters are spraying it out like slickers and greased mice out of a gun, with plenty of slag left over to press into these weird monsters you like.
Finally, some good news. So you'll meet the project deadline?
Yep, though we'll need to expand the oil drilling operation some more. Need you to sign this permit so we can expand our lots to 210 to 240.
Sure, whatever. Wait, 210 to 240?
No problem.
My family's farm is 223.
Oh, well, ma'am, if you're wanting your weird black juice, we gotta get the regular black juice out of the ground first.
Alright, fine. Sorry, Grandpa.
We can't pat Lydia the cat. She just hisses at us. The one time we can't pet her because we're the weird shadow president. You know, her hair is going bonkers. Enough of this. We're awake.
We got a from a signal. Wait. We got a signal from a sickle. You know, the farming tool thing. It's over in Great County somewhere. Mostly nothing but farms there, but there's a store that's been open since forever. The owner's name is Jasper. He knows Murray. He'll probably help you out. Here's a map. This is a diner placemat. It literally has a map of the county right in the middle of it.
Oh, I'm just impressed that you found a way to give me an actual map while also giving me something that isn't a map. I love how succinct she is this time. 2 phone calls.
Hey, this is Benny One Tongue speaking. What happened to Don Toblerone?
Sore throat. You Lydia?
That's me.
Okay, here's the deal. We left a bunch of stuff in your nightstand. There's some books we need cooked, some documents we need forged, and some evidence we need doctored. Once you're done with all that, dump them in the sewer grate outside the antique store, and the boys will handle it from there.
Got it. Nice talking to you, Benny. I mean that.
Sure thing. Hi, I'd like to order a pizza to go and no anchovies.
Sorry, I must have the wrong number. Wait, Rufus?
Oh, hi Lydia. Can you come to my lab? I'm nearly finished my quantum telecommunication device, but I need a couple of more things.
Alright, I'll swing by when I can.
Great. Thanks. See you then.
Hi, Charles. These people are obviously on a 5th date and you shouldn't bother them. Fabian and Jeffers clink glasses in celebration of their respective rescues from Gatorman layers.
Our friend.
Our friend.
Come on, let us buy you a drink.
I drink for free here.
Not this, you don't.
They slide out a large crate from under the table and deposit it at your feet. We got a crate of milk. It says the milk isn't pasteurized, but the bottles are, if that helps.
Oh, huh.
Can't get my mind off of milk lately.
Thanks, I can't wait to drink all of it.
I wanted to tell you, you've done more than rescue us. You gave Fabi and I the opportunity to meet.
Yes, look at us, an artist and a writer. We've already made plans to collaborate. Oh? On what? A blimp?
Yes, we decided to build a blimp together.
Why? Ah, the artist, my friend, he doesn't ask why. He asks, why not? Why not?
Exactly, and that's what we said too.
If you excuse us, we've got much to do.
Never met a blimp that built itself.
Another round, Fancy Dan, and more blueprint paper.
Okay, good luck, guys. Alright.
I found this crate of milk.
Milk, huh? Well, what's good for the calf is good for the cocktail.
Let's get some tequila. We'll mix in cola with an olive. Hello, Jardware's hardware. I could use some anarchist hardware. Oh my god, the longer fellow ring makes me look fucking huge compared to other people. Alright, documents from the mob. Benny One Tongue said there's a bunch of stuff in there for you. Wow, he wasn't kidding. We got uncooked mob books, unforged mob documents, and undoctored mob evidence. Pages and pages of raw financial data. These documents are printed on soft, unrefined paper, and it's bleeding ink. Needs medical attention immediately. Let's see. We could use a rocket. Maybe some SIGs. Any new stock?
So why a pants store in particular?
I'm pretty sure we already talked to her about this before.
Laos free, huh?
Albert beams with pride.
Just so, this is not some back alley haberdashery. A louse has never made and will never make its home in one of my hats. I give you my word as a businessman.
Hey, but hey, you must have some Laos hats in the back, right?
Madam, you insult me. I do not traffic in louse hats. Really, that is quite offensive.
Come on, you can tell me.
I would lose my license for what you suggest. My goodness, I don't wish to discuss this any further.
Fuzzy Busby. Alright, let's go see the new shop. La table enchantée. What the fuck are those?
Hi, I'm Lydia.
Ah, bonjour, my name is Antoine. If there is anything I can help you with, do not hesitate to ask.
Ah, great, thanks. Are any of your kitchen implements magical?
Aha, I see you're a woman of discerning taste. For purposes of safety, I am keep le outil magique in the rack behind me, but I will be happy to show them to you.
I have no idea how French how to do a French accent. Jesus, I'm atrocious at deal 4 physical damage to all enemies. That's okay. The L is silent. Ah. Magic Eldritch Butter Knife. Garlic Press. Melon Baller? It has always bewildered you that the demand for spheres of melon is sufficient to warrant the existence of an entire category of utensil. Mind Whisk. Pizza Cutter. Also, E isn't... Oh. God, I'm so clueless about French. It is ridiculous. Reality Cleaver, what the fuck? The most intimidating utensil. Slotted Spoon. This is a perfect utensil if you want some liquid, but you don't want it for very long. Man, all of these are just kind of mid. I was hoping for something better, but... Wait, what? Tremuches? Truck muches? What are those?
What are truck mouches? Hmm? Ah, you mean the thingamajigs? Yes, what are they? Thingy-majigs. Right, but what are they? Thingy-majigs.
Okay. I see. The word truck mouches means thingy-majigs. Oh.
Enough! I would rather burn these thingamajigs to the ground than prolong this agonizing conversation 1 second longer.
Oh, don't do that.
Too late. He tossed a lit match.
Oh, Antoine, no.
Look at the wreckage of these. What were they called?
What were the things that used to be here? Truck mouches?
These were thingamajigs.
But what were they?
Out! Out! You must get out!
We got kicked out. Wonder what used to be here. That's so funny. We just drove this man mad. Alright, let's forge some documents. An old school blacksmith anvil. This must be where they work on the really vintage cars. And mob documents. You grab a nearby hammer and pound on the documents for a while. We got forged mob documents. The paper is smooth and strong and holds its edge. The facts printed on it are cold and hard. That's how we forge the documents. Oh, whoa, what? You enter the dimly lit tent to see a teenage girl dressed as a...
Your eyes. Sorry, we're closed.
She hastily packs up her belongings and flees the tent. Whoa! Whoa, she just left! The fortune teller's tent is empty. Must not be much future left. Whoa, I didn't know that could happen! For once, someone actually reacts to the fact that we're cursed. That's crazy, I didn't know that happens. Apparently the unglorious tiara doesn't show up on our fish head at all.
Hey there, can you give this stuff some medical attention? Certainly. That'll just be 300 me, cash in advance.
Jeez, the healthcare system in this country is truly broken. She removes a few staples from the bundle of papers and add in a few different staples in different places.
There you go, good as new.
We got doctored mob evidence. Thanks to you, this evidence is gonna pull through. I love the puns in this game. What else we got? We got uncooked mob books. Alright, we gotta cook that. We can cook that at home. We can cook it right here. Cook the mob's books. We got mob books. These books have been cooked, and if anyone finds out it was you who did it, so is your goose. Coffee cake. Coffee cake. Hot links. Oh wait, we can cook a cheese. False cheese. Alright, let's go dump all this stuff. This is the great Benny One Tongue said to drop the books, the documents, and the evidence into. You drop everything through the grate and feel great doing it.
Hey, Benny here.
Hey, Benny, it's Lydia.
Oh, hey, nice work. Stuff looks good. The pickup boys left your payment behind.
In the sewer?
Yep. Aw, oh, geez, the thesaurus just walked in. I gotta make myself scarce. I got stuff to do today.
He hangs up. Benny One Tongue said the boys left some meat in here for you. You reach down into the sewer and grab what you hope is your payment. Yoink.
Telephonic greetings. Don Toblerone is the personage speakinating to you currently. Hi, Don. How's the throat? Much improved, and furthermore, I appreciate the convalescatory inquiry, Lydia.
You hear the sound of a cough drop being unwrapped.
Perchance are you familiar with the stead of a home formerly populationated by a set of relations known as Papushasku?
I don't know.
Papushasku? Nope. Helco oil conglomeration acquired it and then abandonized it. Abandonized it presumably because the drilling crew ascertained the presence of subterranean tunnelology inhabited by vampires to their detrimentification, either fatally or worse.
You hear another cough drop being unwrapped.
So there's some caves or... Oh, I see. It's a mine that's full of vampires and you guys want them cleared out so you can work on it. We have yet to determine whether the mine will be valuable as a mine, qua mine, but regardless of the purpose we ultimately put it to, we require vampires to be evicted from the premises.
He gives you directions to the site. The Black Gold Mine. Alright, Rufus, what's going on?
So, what's his last errand?
Okay, so I need some way to connect an antenna and some other stuff to the Fishman Pearl, but a regular antenna won't work. I need one that's magical. I don't like saying magical, but we'll have to go for that for brevity's sake.
I'm with you so far.
What I need is an antenna, or at least a steel thing 5 or 6 feet long that I can use as an antenna, and it has to be from somewhere with a lot of local resident magic, or a place magical creatures live, somewhere like that.
Please tell me you have more to go on than that.
Yeah, don't worry, I know you're busy, so I did some research in advance. I know exactly the place.
Oh, thank God.
In Great County, there's a weird little town full of weird little elf guys called Puckwudgies. They're kind of like fairy tale brownies, except really mean. Here, I'll mark the location on your placemat.
See if you can find an antenna or something antenna-like here, and when you come back, I'll tell you the next step. Alright. Hey, mouse. Gator cheese. The rat sniffs the gator cheese and retches a little. You didn't even know rats had a gag reflex. He raises an eyebrow at you in protest, but eventually drags the cheese into this hole and emerges with a ring for you. A scabrous ring. Thank you, I'm sorry I didn't like it either. The rat squeaks as to say, no problem. Oh, I guess we can't give the rat false cheese because it's not real cheese. Barker related. Yeah, no, it's so funny how Barker just shits out like plant pods for you to take. It's pretty good. Love it. Love my dog's eggs. The dog eggs. It is very convenient. Oh, I'm still wearing the work gloves. What the hell? Where's my... I can wear stylish sunglasses. I need my curse compass. I don't really care about my pocket watch though, but it's not like I have that much things that are good to use. Oh, actually, now that I look at it, the stuff they sell at Table Enchanté actually does more damage than my frog and this fork. So maybe I should buy something. I'll get a pizza cutter. I want to test out my pizza cutter on someone. Hold on. Let me just thin down the herd a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna kill everyone if I keep thinning down the herd, so... I wanna see the pizza cutter in action. Whoa, that is cool! Awesome, I like that. Alright, I should really take a break now. It's like midnight here. Yeah, no, it's a real Bloodborne weapon, the pizza cutter. It's like the weapon Spectre Arcanite uses. But yeah, no, I'm gonna take a break. It's midnight and I'm tired and sleepy. Alright, thanks all for watching. Have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.